The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. A comeback and a win for the ages. Jalen Brunson for three. Once down 29, the Knicks very much alive. And they get their first lead right here. 1:22 to go in the game. Brunson puts the Knicks up 105-104. They're down one. Final seconds. OG Anunoby. A play that will be remembered forever. Forever. And the Knicks somehow, some way, come back. The greatest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals. They win 107-106. They are now one win away from their first NBA championship since 1973. I do not believe what we just had the privilege to watch. Man, from our Delta MSG studios, Bill Pidto, Steve Novak, and Wally Szczerbiak. You guys are the former players. What do you have?
Wow, just an electric comeback, and Jalen Brunson put his team on his back in the second half. He just stayed steady. You know, things hadn't been going his way. Things weren't going the team's way, but they just stayed in the moment. I think that's how you have to do it. You can't get too far ahead of yourself. So you're down 27. It's not going to happen.
It's actually up to 29, too.
It's up to 29.
27 at the half.
Yeah, and you got to just chip away, possession after possession. I don't think the Spurs did anything wrong. They had good looks. They just started to miss. And they're not an extraordinary three-point shooting team. So the way they shot in the first half, that was an anomaly. Yeah. Then in the second half, reverted to the mean, and they couldn't make one. And as a result, the Knicks seized the momentum, that building got going, and that was an epic collapse by the Spurs.
You know, it really was. And I'm just shocked because that when you have a lead like that at halftime and you have momentum like that, it is hard to give it all the way back. You might make it a close game, but I was at halftime with Jeremy Lin, and we were sitting in the suite saying, let's have a little bit of sushi. And he said to me, you know what, there's never been a finals series where each team has won all road games. First two road games, next two road games for the first four. And I thought to myself, doesn't that just give you a little bit of hope? I said, so what are you trying to say, Jeremy, that the Knicks are going to win this game because it's never been done before, that the road team has won the first four games?
Useful stat right there. That's a useful stat by Jeremy Lin.
Well, especially when this is how it plays out. And I said, you're giving me a little bit of hope. But I do think we've talked a lot about this team being a team of destiny. And what we just watched, and I know we're trying to act calm and cool right now, but I just kissed you on your cheek when we were watching that play. Wally, this is
it's
Bill,
on video, by the way, buddy. It's on video.
This is some of the most exciting hoops I've ever seen in my life.
Well, this is the greatest comeback in the history of the finals.
I don't know. We're acting calm, but I'm telling you right now, I'm ready to go to 7th Avenue.
There is magic in the air. Jose Alvarado playing with Jalen Brunson. We don't often see that. It was a key combination. Over to Alan Hahn, standing by with Jose Alvarado.
All right, thank you, Bill. Jose, I don't know how to put that to words. I'm going to ask you to put that to words. What just happened?
That's called Knicks basketball. Stay together, being together. Energy, man. This is what we do it for right here. Thank y'all for staying with us.
What was said in that locker room? Because that first half, there was a sense of confusion about what was happening offensively. What did you guys talk about in that locker room to turn this game around?
Stay together. You know, chop it down, chop the lead down, and most important, stay together and stay confident, and that's what we did.
One game away from an NBA title. What is the mindset now heading to San Antonio?
Go to San Antonio and go get another win. That's what the mindset right now is. Stay together, stay together.
Incredible. Thank you for the time. Congratulations on the win. Amazing, Bill. Back to you.
This is our BritBox player interview. BritBox stream the best of British TV. All of this happens, this remarkable comeback, Wally, after a first quarter in which the Knicks were outscored 41-22. We talked about in the pregame the way the Spurs have dominated these first quarters. They dominated tonight like they haven't dominated all series long in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, and that was the huge call because Towns had gotten a foul the possession before. Here's Towns is hooking his arm a little bit, and there's Wemby with the push, though. But Towns locking up his arm is what the officials were drawn to. Wemby can't get his arm loose, and then he fouls him as he's going to the basket. That's a huge call. 2 fouls on Towns. So the rest of the first half, the Knicks were mismatching lineups all over the place. And how about the Spurs shooting in the first half, Steve? I mean, they could not miss. These guys were lights out from the three-point line all over the place. I thought that was a travel. Wemby doing his Gumby things and getting to the basket there.
You know what? Sometimes you can't tell when it's Wemby, if it's illegal or not, because sometimes he's doing stuff you've never seen before. And so you tip your cap when they're making amazing plays.
Yes.
But like you said, the shot making that the Spurs had in the first half, along with their defense, full court, their switching, their presence was everywhere. I was deflated thinking, there's just no way you can really come back from this. With
and I love
the energy
this play.
They were playing with.
I mean, Wembanyama's talking to him, and then Mitchell Robinson gives him a shot. And Wemby, listen, he's asking for it.
He is.
Wemby is asking for confrontation. Here's the fourth quarter. Karl Anthony Towns' first points in the fourth quarter of this finals matchup. Huge three right there. Anunoby is locked in. I mean, this guy is as clutch can go. 33 points, 10 for 15. How about 7 for 9 from three? Nice play there going right at Wemby by Karl Anthony Towns. And the Knicks continuing to whittle down the lead. Jalen Brunson just had himself a ball game. 36 points. And the momentum, the crowd, I mean, everything. It must have felt like an absolute avalanche hitting this Spurs team. Wemby finally hits a big shot there, puts it back up 4. So they're kind of thinking we got a little bit of breathing room here. But then Alvarado, no back down. And how about that lineup? I don't think we've seen that lineup very much with Alvarado and Brunson out on the floor together. Jalen cuts the lead to 1 on that 3, and the building is alive. And here we go. Jalen Brunson again gets to his left hand, actually finally gives the Knicks their first lead.
With 1:22 to go.
Yep, with 1:22 to go, and Castle, ice in his veins. This kid is tough, man. 8 for 8 from the game in the free throw line. 1-point game. I like this shot by Brunson. Because they're doubling him. Give yourself a chance. And OG from heaven flies in, gets the tip. No, I mean, he got the block shot, the possession before to give him a chance, and then the busted play here. You're not getting a call, Wemby, and you're not getting a call, Castle. An epic meltdown collapse by the San Antonio Spurs. Knicks are up 3-1 in the NBA Finals. What do you have, Bill Pidto?
All right, so the Knicks down 27 at the half, outscore the Spurs in the second half by 28. You see the Knicks shooting, you see the Spurs shooting. In the first half, you guys referenced the Spurs hot shooting, 14 made threes, most ever for a half in the history of the NBA Finals, but they only made 3 of 17 in the second half. So, 29-point deficit, biggest comeback in the NBA Finals history. And coming into this game, teams were 0-14 when trailing by 29 points in a Finals game. There's something in the air. This was just a magical comeback that will be talked about and remembered. What we saw tonight, when history is revisited and thought about, will never be forgotten. I mean, they're just an amazing, especially given all that's on the line, too, right? You go back, you're potentially going back to San Antonio 2-2.
Yes.
Now you're up 3-1 after this amazing comeback.
Yeah.
And this doesn't happen unless you have a group that has special in their blood.
Yeah.
And these are guys that over their college careers and as they've been together with the Knicks, they've proven they have that gene, they have that chemistry, they have the ability to do things that you can't do on your own or you can't do in other places unless there's buy-in and unless you have a group that really does have a little bit of destiny in them. And I think we're seeing with plays like that, you screamed OG from heaven and Bill is yelling, oh my heavens. It really is. It's like there's individuals that can do really good things, but then every once in a while, and it really is only once in a while, you get these groups that come together that make each other better, that love each other, that the fans embrace, and the energy, like you said, it's out in the street right now. It's in here. It's over there. You got Jose Alvarado saying the F word in the post-game press conference because he doesn't know any better because he's too fired up. And this is one of those moments where there's still a game to win.
We've seen the Knicks come back against Boston last year in the playoffs, twice down by 20. We saw them come back against Cleveland this year, down by 22, but we haven't seen anything like this. Across the street we go. Alan Hahn standing by with Mello. Alan, take it away.
All right, thanks, Bill. Here with Carmelo Anthony. I'm trying to put words to this, Mello. That's my job, but can you put words to what you just saw happen here?
The Knicks ain't quit. Listen, that's what championship teams do. They never down and out. This got to be one of the greatest games, one of the greatest comebacks ever in the history of the NBA. And to see how they did it, they never gave up. They was down 20, 30, and they fought back piece by piece by piece by piece. So we ain't gonna say nothing about what San Antonio didn't do, or what they should have did. We'll talk about everything that the Knicks did, and they was incredible tonight.
All right, well, you've played on this stage for a long time in your career. You know what this building can do. Did you feel like the crowd stayed in this game despite the deficit, and that was part of the reason why? Because there was a point in that fourth quarter where it seemed like the Knicks players were riding that momentum and the crowd was feeding into it.
Well, when you catch a run in the Garden, ain't nothing like it. And they stayed with it. The momentum was unbelievable. Everybody played their role. And you got to take your hat off to Jose Alvarado tonight, because he came in and changed the game. He made plays defensively. He made shots. And his confidence today allowed the New York Knicks to will their way back. It's an incredible feeling.
OG Anunoby makes that tip. Just an absolutely incredible play by him off a missed shot. As your son comes in here, what would you say about OG Anunoby's game as a guy with Jalen Brunson as a main piece? OG was right there with him making big plays, including that game-winning play.
OG always been a steady pace, a steady force for the New York Knicks. Whenever things is not going well, it's always OG that come and make a play, make a layup, make a dunk, make a three, make a defensive play. OG just been phenomenal this whole series. He's been a steady flow for the New York Knicks.
Only at the Garden, right?
Only at the Garden.
At the Garden.
How can you beat this right here? Man?
Thanks so much, Melo.
Thank you, brother.
All right, back to you, Bill.
Alan Melo, thanks. Central Park, they're watching. They're watching Brunson miss. They're watching OG Anunoby tip it in, and the Knicks win it 107-106, and that's the sign and the scene outside MSG.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
The Knicks with a miraculous comeback to win 107-106. Why would you want to leave MSG? No one wants to leave after what they just saw. The fans in Central Park watching. Alex Monaco now, his fan interview presented by Corona.
Bill, look at this place! It's quite possibly the greatest comeback in the history of the finals. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Knicks in 5. We're the best city in the world.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Absolute mania! It's a party in Central Park, Bill! All night long! Go! We got this, baby! All night! Bill! Back to you!
Good thing that we have a couple of days off, so Alice can regroup and
That is
refocus.
awesome.
I mean, how can you not be just off the rails excited with look the fan reaction? Fans don't even want to leave the building, Wally.
I mean, that's just something that I can't explain what we just saw. I mean, and the way the Knicks were able to pull it off, they didn't think about trying to win the game, honestly. They just thought about, as players, let's just take one possession. They were playing so poorly. They were getting killed in the first half. They were just getting their butts kicked. But they said to themselves, let's just try to chop away, like Alvarado said. Let's just play within our little bubble, and let's see what happens. And then once it started to turn in that fourth quarter, and then the Spurs just started to completely fall apart, that's when, as a player, you can sense we have a chance here. And I was so impressed was, it would have been nice to make it a game, come back, and then come a little bit short. But this team, not this team.
Yeah.
This team knows how to close the door. They know how to finish. They're clutch. They have the clutch player of the year 2 years ago in Jalen Brunson. He is a winner when they get into close games, and that's when they took over that game the last couple minutes.
They kept getting it to 15. 15, miss a shot. 15, miss a shot. And then they finally were able to break through. And I think we can say that OG Anunoby is now in a superstar category. Untuck It. Series shirts designed to be worn. Untucked, untuckit.com. As OG Anunoby is our Untuck It power player. He had 33 points tonight, Wally, and the tip-in that will always be remembered.
And he just didn't miss. And they needed every one of his shots. 7 for 9 from the three-point line. I mean, you talk about locked in when nobody else other really than Jalen Brunson had it going at all. And OG's starting to realize, his teammates are starting to realize, this guy needs more volume attempts. He needs more looks at the basket because he has the ability to just break the other team's back. And he just continued to shoot the ball with confidence. Not only did he score, Steve, how about the defense? The block that he had on De'Aaron Fox.
Right, that was key.
Yes.
Key. They had a chance
Almost
to
ran
go
away
up
with
3
it.
at that point, and then he gets the block, and then he gets the tip. Is there anything this guy can't do? I mean, it's like
There really
Superman.
isn't.
The guy was everywhere in this
People
game.
may not remember that block. They're always going to remember the tip
I
in.
brought
but
up the block.
Absolutely. Because Spurs are up 1.
Yes.
They have basically a lane to go up 3. Anunoby with the rejection.
Huge rejection, and he had to really track him down. And with that hamstring, that hamstring's obviously healed up because he had to kick it into gear that we haven't seen in a long time to get to Fox. Then he goes up and blocks the shot. Then the Knicks secure the ball, and that gives him an opportunity to win the game. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Maybe Fox should have taken that shot.
Listen, he thought he had a wide-open layup. But, yeah, maybe he should have dribbled out, gotten fouled. But
OG Anunoby's making plays that you don't think you're
but
going to be able
anytime,
to.
like,
I mean, that's the kind of.
There was this argument, I think, in the Duke UConn game. Anytime you feel like you have a layup and you don't have to risk missing both free throws, because if you dribble it out, the Knicks are going to foul you.
Right.
You got 2 pressure free throws.
Yeah.
What if you miss both? Yeah. And you had a wide open layup that you turned down? He didn't think OG was going to catch it. Fox is fast.
Yeah.
OG, superhuman play there to catch up to that ball and get that chase down block.
And I just think about that 28-point game that he had last game that I think when we were talking about, we said, like, that's almost too bad that those 28 points were in vain. Because it was in a game like that, and he had big shots, and it wasn't able to.
Good call.
And now you look at the game he put together on the back of that, and he's in this rhythm where you're like, thank God he had that 28.
No, he took 15 shots.
I mean, the efficiency
That's unbelievable.
is next level.
33 points on 15 shots.
Yeah. And that is what it takes. It really is. When you've got a Jalen Brunson and a Karl Anthony Towns, but you've got an OG and an Obi who can step up and have a monster game like this. And obviously the tip-in is what's going to be right at the top of that, the climax of it. But this has been an incredible playoff run for him. And now it's obviously coming together with this tip-in at the end as the miracle moment.
Worth pointing out, Wemby in the second half, only 3 out of 14 shooting. Monica McNutt had the radio call with Tyler Murray on ESPN New York. Monica, how you feeling, Monica? What's happening?
The greeting is, oh my God, big hug. You guys, 13 wins was one historic category. The greatest comeback in finals history. Add that to your history books. Oh my God. These fans in here to do it here. OG Anunoby, I don't know if he got full credit for the block, but disrupting the layup. If you saw him, he stopped for the 3 right over here because he was open. But then as soon as he saw the captain let that thing go right down the lane. Oh my God. This team, y'all, continues to demonstrate.
We're winning pre-blonde Monica McNutt. Pre-blonde.
This is true.
Post-blonde. Let's go,
This is true. This is true.
We're going to win a trip.
Y'all. Oh my God.
We love you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all, I mean, okay, ask me a question so I can try to answer it, because I don't know.
Monica,
Okay.
we're not with you. Can you describe for us the space that you're in right now? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? What are people saying? Is anyone leaving?
Okay, so I think people are starting to leave Novak, but I mean, the general sentiment is expletives or oh my God. I think as you run into some of the alums, they're like, that was crazy. One, Kendrick Perkins, who's been on the big body Brunson trip all along, is like, I told y'all to stop all that noise about Jalen Brunson getting off the ball. The 3 he hit over Victor Wembanyama, hello. I just think, y'all, it's storybook. It could only happen on this stage and in New York. The missed layup, not hanging your head, still coming back to get it ultimately. Y'all, this is why we love sport. This is why we love this team. This is why to wear orange and blue, either as a player or as a fan, to represent this city is so incredibly special. These folks stayed in, y'all. It was a 29-point game. It was a 15-point game for a long time. They couldn't get past 10 for a long time. Nobody left this place. Nobody left this place. And they deserve this finish. And as Jalen Brunson has been saying for at least 2 seasons now, if not more, we will find a way. And goddamn, did they find a way.
Monica, how did they do it? I mean, it was unbelievable what they did. And how much do you think of a part of that comeback was the crowd's energy, because you were right there in that building.
Yeah, 100%. I think Tyler and I actually commented when the lead was about 16 or 19, because Tyler called out, like, based on the noise in here, you would think it was 9 and not 19. This crowd believes, because this team has given them reason to believe at every turn. First, it was the 22-point comeback, right? Then it was overcoming the deficit in San Antonio. Watch out, Freddie. And then it was here tonight. I just think, now the basketball of it all, y'all, we have seen this in this series, where it's the tale of two halves. The Spurs got significantly cooler from the three-point line in the second half, and the Knicks found their way from the three-point line. I'd also offer points in the paint to you. Victor Wembanyama, not as dominant in the paint in the second half as he had been previously, right? So the basketball of it all, the Knicks put their foot on the gas in the second half, and the stats bear that out, the game bears that out, but when they had to have it, they just were not going to be denied.
All right, Monica.
It's getting a little tight
safe.
here.
Enjoy it.
Look at this guy. Say, just wave. You don't have to talk. Smile.
Hello, smile.
Oh, gee, from heaven.
That's Monica. We're calling him OG from heaven.
OG.
All right. They can wrap it up from San Antonio. Monica will talk to you Saturday night. Jalen Brunson with a key 3 down the stretch. He had 36 points. And the Knicks need one more win to win the title.
Finds Brunson at midcourt. Launches a straight on 3. Missed a short tip by Anunoby. He put it in. Anunoby put it in. The Knicks take the lead with 1.2 to go.
Tyler Murray, the call on ESPN. New York fans starting to file out after witnessing the greatest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals as the Knicks win 107-106. So I think we can say, no matter how we get to the last couple of possessions, and there have been varying ways to get there, each of these games have come down to the final possession pretty much.
Mm-hmm. You know, they have. And I think San Antonio showed in Game 3 when they came to the Garden that they were ready to make this a series, and it was going to be exciting. And we saw a new Wemby. And then the first half of Game 4 was off the charts for San Antonio. I thought, this is a different team. They've got a different energy. They were flying around. Their communication was great. And Wemby was at a level where he seemed like the mature player.
Yeah.
When he got Mitch to take the cheap shot, and he told him, look, you got to be smart. And I'm sucking you guys into making these kind of plays.
He was saying, I'm in your head.
Exactly.
That's what he was saying, not you got
As
to be
a
smart. He was saying,
22-year-old.
I'm in your head. And that came back to haunt him because his team had an epic choke, an epic meltdown, just an epic collapse. They had 76 points in the first half, 30 points in the second half. Just completely shook as a young, inexperienced team. It showed in every single possession down the stretch. I think Mitch Johnson did a good job of calling as many timeouts as he possibly could to try to stop the momentum. Anytime the Knicks made a little bit of run, boop, get that timeout, use them, because we need to slow this crowd down. We need to slow this momentum down. But his team just felt the avalanche coming. They felt the wave coming, and they could not handle the pressure, and that building just consumed them. And Jalen Brunson, if you give him any bit of hope, he is going to just slam through that door and bust through it and get the job done, because he's a winner. He's a winner. Those Villanova guys, those guys know how to win. That's an example of it right there.
Speaking of Jalen Brunson, big plays presented by Four Leaf Credit Union. And Steve, he had 36 points, 12 of 25 from the floor, 9 in the fourth quarter.
Well, he has so much responsibility on his shoulders. And when you talk about a comeback like this and a performance like this, it is because you've got a leader. You've got a guy that when you put the ball in his hands and you look him in his eye in the huddle, you know that he's going to continue to bring it. He's going to continue to make the right plays. And you saw how this team worked to get the ball in his hands to be either the playmaker or the decision maker late. And sometimes it was miracle shots. He had guys on skates. He made the right play, and it was big shots. And taking an early shot, that one right there over Wemby. Let's be honest. That guy's got an 8-foot wingspan at 7'4", and he's knocking it down. He is that dude, and he's proving he's that dude over and over. And it just, this game especially after having some quieter games recently, it just showed he's going to be steady. This team is going to be steady because he's going to be.
And he gave the rest of the team the belief that they needed. Because when they were down, they needed someone to start, like, really looking like they could have a chance. And that's when Jalen started to really make tough shots, really be aggressive, just really get buckets. And you're looking around like, wait a second, this guy's 20, 25, 30. Like, he's really starting to get this done. And as a result, the team got galvanized behind him. When he started to play like you know he's capable of playing in big moments and big games, then the team started to say, we're going to hop on this guy's back. This is our captain. This is our leader. But he's the guy that instilled the belief by the way he played. He led by example because he went out there. He didn't just use his mouth and say, hey, guys, we got to pick it up. He went out there, started making shots, started making plays on both ends of the floor, and that's how a leader galvanizes his unit.
Never changes his demeanor.
Nope.
You watch him play, you don't know if they're up 15 or down 20.
Right.
Across the street we go. Alan Hahn standing by with Latrell Sprewell.
Thanks, Bill. I'm here with Latrell Sprewell, who also just witnessed history here in the NBA Finals. Spree, have you ever seen anything like that?
The closest thing I can think of is when LJ hit the 4-point play. But this was like we were down so big, and they were playing so well in the first half. The building was quiet. And we just on the sideline were saying, let's get it to 25, let's get it to 20, let's get it to 15. About 4 minutes, like get it under the 10. And they were able to do that. Once we got it to 4, like, okay, we got a real shot here right now.
When you see a team like this that doesn't let go of the rope no matter what and fights back like that, what does it tell you about them?
I mean, their heart, the ability to fight back from a deficit like that. I mean, they play together. You see the guys on the bench encouraging people. It's a total team effort.
I've asked everyone this that I've seen on this floor that's played here. Only on this stage could something like that happen. Would you agree with that? You've played a lot of games here, a lot of big games.
It's been a long time coming to New York. We deserve it. We got one more. Hopefully the guys will get the job done so we can really celebrate.
Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Bree. Back to you, Bill.
Alan Latrell, thank you. Mike Brown offering the biggest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals. Gonna have to listen in. Can't wait to hear what he has to say. Coming up. Knicks come back from 29 down to shock the Spurs. Now lead the Finals 3-1. Stream Knicks pre- and post-game coverage during the NBA Finals, plus hours of on-demand content anywhere you go. Download the Gotham Sports App. It's free with your MSG TV subscription. Sign in and start streaming today. Mike Brown's post-game comments, as always, presented by Chase.
It was a good win by our guys, obviously. You know, I applaud all of them because we had different guys step up at different times. You know, you take a guy like Jeremy Sohan, we threw him in the game and he gave us 4 to 5 great minutes. I don't even know when the last time Jeremy really even played longer than 30 seconds. It was just a heck of a job keeping himself ready. Ariel Porty, you know, Cat picks up fouls, Mitch is gassed. We throw Ariel out there. Ariel's minutes were unbelievable. I challenged a lot of our guys today, you know, and OG was one of the guys I challenged. I told OG, as big, as strong, as athletic as he is, he's got to be a monster on the offensive glass tonight. I don't know if there was a there's a play bigger than any other play in the history of Knicks basketball. That was a huge offensive rebound. Huge offensive rebound. He took on the challenge, and he went and won the game for us, doing exactly what I called him out for, doing shoot around today. Cat, he picked up those early fouls, was on the bench most of the half. And he had a whale of a fourth quarter, a whale of a second half for us. He was unbelievable. Jalen, he's the MVP candidate. I say the same thing about Jalen every game. He does what an MVP is supposed to do, and he did it again tonight. The last person I'm going to talk about is Jose Alvarado. We clap for Jose. I'm clapping. Sorry, Mom. Jose was unbelievable tonight. He changed the game. His speed, his ability to touch the paint, again, you give San Antonio a lot of credit. They're trying to throw a lot of different things at us defensively, kind of a matchup man / zone. And if you don't close out to Jose, as hard as he works on his shot, he gonna make you pay. If you close out to him, he's quick enough to go by you. And he made some great basketball plays offensively tonight, and then he was great defensively. But you talk about a total team effort when we hit adversity. And that's all we've talked about all year. Hitting adversity, hitting adversity, hitting adversity. I embrace it through the year. We have to hit it because we have to see if we're connected enough for moments like this. And our guys showed their resiliency and showed they're connected enough to handle a moment like that. The series isn't over. It's going to be tough down in San Antonio. But I applaud all my guys and all my coaches for trying to find a way and finding a way to get in the win tonight.
Christian up front.
Mike, Christian Winfield, New York Daily News. I mean, you talk about resiliency. You guys have come back from so many double-digit deficits over what feels like the past few weeks. But tonight to come back from down 29, what was said at halftime? Did anybody deliver a message to galvanize the guys? And did you have the sense that at halftime your team was going to pull off what many felt would have been impossible today?
We knew there was still a lot of time left in the game. And, we didn't show film. My coaches didn't want to show any film to the guys. We let them sit for a little bit, talk amongst themselves, think about it. And then the biggest thing was, I told the guys we could play better. Right now we're letting the ball get to the paint, and we got to do a better job of keeping the ball out the paint. We got to play faster, so we're not going to be able to call any plays. We just have to get into our actions right away, keep trying to touch the paint, keep trying to move the ball, keep trying to keep the floor spaced. And the reality of it is, not just in basketball, not just in sports, but in life too, I think you can all attest to this. You got to have a little luck in life. You got to have a little luck in sports. But you can also go make your own luck too. So you got to have some natural luck, and then you got to have some luck where you're going to make your own luck. And that was probably the biggest message. Long time to play still. We got to get a little lucky. But let's do what we do so we can make some of that luck happen. And the last thing that we said to him was, let's cut it to around 15 to 17 going into the fourth. And if we do, we'll give ourselves a chance.
On your left, Steve. You mentioned what you said about OG, but also you were riding those guys right to the end. Him and Jalen, I don't think sat maybe at all. Just kind of to see what they were doing, and probably exhausted for OG to make that play. Just kind of how exceptional is that?
It's unbelievable. The tip, how he had to control it and tip it in from. I mean, like I said, that has to be the most iconic shot in the history of New York basketball. I mean, I'm not you guys know better than me, but it was just unbelievable. Jalen played the whole half, OG didn't, but we rode those guys, and they did a fantastic job of trying to play both ends of the floor, trying to play fast while trying to give it to us defensively.
Third row on your left.
Joe Masiri, Pix 11. Felt it in Cleveland, against Cleveland in game one. When you hear that crowd start to roar and you can kind of feel that wave coming, what's that like for you on the bench? What's that like for the guys? And as you're going in and out of timeouts and stoppages of play there?
It was a little tough. I couldn't see much. And I say that because, Fat Joe's sitting there with all these chains on. And every time he jumped up, the freaking lights with those chains, they blinded me. So it was a little hard. Fat Joe, keep wearing the chains because you look smooth. But you can't replace this crowd, man. I mean, the building's already electric, but during a run like that, to see, people like Fat Joe and all the others just enjoying themselves out of basketball, just being human, jumping up and down, high-fiving, screaming. The vibe is just, it's hard to describe. And the energy in the crowd had a lot to do with our comeback, too. It was fantastic. Unbelievable.
Fifth row on your left, Dan.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports, back here on your left. All good. Your focus is a little bit skewed right now. 30 second half points you allow. 8 for 39 shooting with 9 turnovers. What did you guys? How were you able to turn things around defensively that way?
Really, we didn't change much. We basically kept the same game plan. Defensively, we just did it harder for longer stretches, and we were really in tune to what we were supposed to be doing. Our level of physicality increased without sending them to the free throw line as well, which is huge.
On your right, Ian, fourth row.
Yeah, Mike, Ian O'Connor with The Athletic. Before the game, your team owner did an interview with WFAN where he essentially guaranteed victory tonight and in the series. Were you aware of that before the game? And what was your reaction to it? And if you weren't, what's your reaction to hearing that now?
No, I wasn't aware of it. He owns a team. He can say whatever he wants to say. Maybe he feels something. I don't know, but I'm 100% okay with him saying whatever he feels like he needs to say.
On your left, Ian.
Ian Begley, SNY. Mike, what were you looking for when you brought Jose in to share the backcourt with Jalen in the fourth quarter? What was your thinking then?
Just to mix it up. Jose's been good in the pick and roll. Jose's been good touching the paint. And if Jalen wanted to get off the ball for a few possessions, Jose could handle it. And he could touch the paint and make the game easier for others. If Jalen was on the ball and the ball got sprayed and it found Jose can then touch the paint with his speed. And so that's all I was trying to do is see if we could touch the paint a little bit more with the 2 guards out there while the floor was spaced the right way. See if we can get some easy looks, especially from the 3-point line, while trying to play faster.
Standing in the back left.
Hey, Coach, back here. Your team is kind of full of a lot of guys that have been overlooked in various stops, and even yourself, obviously, you've had moments where you've been doubted. Do you think there's something to kind of having that underdog journey to this point, or being overlooked at times, that can be a superpower in a way?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think everybody, to a certain degree, at some point in life, is overlooked. I have people in my own family who I see more potential in them than maybe what the world sees. And, just to have the ability to stay with it, especially when you get knocked down, to me, that defines who you are. Even if you don't have the quote-unquote ultimate success that you think you deserve, if you get knocked down in life and you're able to get back up and keep fighting, that's a freaking win. And, most of our guys have probably had to go through that, but I think most people in the world have to go through it. And it's fun to be around a group of guys that are resilient like that, because I know it gives me hope watching these guys, not just for myself, but for my family and a couple of my friends too.
Last question all the way, then back under the camera.
Coach Guidel Padilla, Filtro 360, Puerto Rico, here.
Yeah.
Finals could be very emotional, and the psychological part coming from 25, 26 down. What does that to your team going forward? And second, were you surprised that Fox drove to the basket with only 8 seconds left. All you had to do is hold the ball, get fouled, go to the free throw line. Were you really surprised on that action?
No, again, on that action, you never know what a player's thinking. Maybe he was going to drive and wanted to keep the dribble to run out the clock. I don't know. You would have to ask him. But, coming from 29 down or 27 down, whatever it is, it gives you the confidence to know that, okay, hey, we're never out of a game. And if we're down again, which you hope you don't get down that much, let's just keep fighting. Let's keep doing what we're doing, but maybe try to do a little better. Make an adjustment here, make an adjustment there, and see what happens. So it just adds to one of our huge standards, which is the overall belief in the process, but more importantly, the overall belief in each other.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
So Mike Brown, known for his flexibility, and playing Jose Alvarado with Jalen Brunson, probably the biggest decision, most important decision he's made all year long. Here we go. Knicks can win the title Saturday. Game 5 in San Antonio. We'll be on the air at 7:30 with a pregame show. None of us can believe it either, my man.
Obviously, a few things to score 30 points in a half. We got away from what got us the 76 points in the first half, just in terms of putting pressure on the rim, rolling after screens, running, continuing to find the paint, whether it's for ourselves or for a teammate. We got on our heels and, miss some shots, and then, you don't get as many free throws and high percentage looks when you play on your heels like that.
Second row on the right, Mike.
Coach Michael Wright, ESPN. This has been a season, like the regular season and the playoffs, has been just full of a lot of lessons for you guys. Where does this one fall?
Yeah, at the top of the list, just in terms of obviously the circumstances and the stakes of what we're playing for, and to put as much good work into that first half as we did and get the lead that we had and not finish the job is
fourth row second,
to say the least.
Fourth row second seat.
Mitch, Nate Ryan, CBS San Antonio. At what point tonight did you feel like the momentum started to become a little too much to overcome?
Honestly, it's tough. We felt the momentum too much to overcome. I didn't feel that until the clock hit zeros. There was times where, again, I felt part of that third quarter, and then some part probably early, mid in the fourth quarter again, where we got away from playing the brand of basketball that got us the lead, and then you saw the, at times, aggressiveness and the just conviction that we played with early on dissipate a little bit, and they made some shots, and that's where you felt the momentum a little bit. We just needed a few more tough-minded plays to finish the job.
Pretty poised after what happened there. Energizing plays presented by C4 Energy. And the energy in the building, Steve, had so much to do with the Knicks' epic comeback.
It did. You've got to have guys that come into the game, if you're Coach Brown, that move the needle, that make winning plays. And there are so many guys on this team that do it. When you got the ball in Jalen's hands, good things are going to happen. But keeping plays alive like this, and look at OG run down Fox. Wally, this was your play. You said that block was one of the biggest plays of the game. It ended up being only not as big as that one right there when he tipped it. And OG from heaven. From heaven forever.
Flies in. Jalen Brunson, I love the shot because there was that possession. There wasn't enough time. Spurs were setting their defense perfectly. I'll live with Jalen taking a 30-footer. He left it a little bit short. Gives you an opportunity to get an offensive rebound. Wembanyama's out there guarding Jalen Brunson. He's got a double team. So you got numbers on the back end to try to get an offensive board. Right. They got the tip in. OG out-jumps a bunch of really athletic guys, and that was just unbelievable the way they pulled off that. And I think Mitch Johnson said it right. That building, the momentum, it started to really creep into their heads that as that wave comes, it's tough to stop it, and they had no answer for it.
Young coach, young team.
Yes.
Can he come back after something like this?
It's a good question because, boy, against Cleveland, you saw that big comeback by the Knicks, and you thought, is the series over? Well, we'll see. And we look back, it was. This San Antonio team feels a little better than that Cleveland team.
Yeah, no question.
Well, we will see. Knicks can wrap it up Saturday. Karl Anthony Towns Lot to celebrate indeed. He had his first fourth quarter points of the series, finished the game with 13, and the Knicks win it by 1.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
We're back for tonight's dime drop, presented by Corona. Mitchell Robinson with the slam dunk there. The Knicks as a team had 23 assists. Jose Alvarado to OG Anunoby. Anunoby, 7 made threes. That's a record for a Knick in a finals game. And Alvarado hitting a key 3 as the Knicks down 29 come back to win. 20-point playoff comebacks the last 2 postseasons. The Knicks have done it 5 times now. The rest of the league combined 4 times. Remarkable. George Gervin, all-time Spurs great. Can't believe what he just saw. And then you have Bernard King celebrating. And maybe these Knicks will have some rings to join Clyde. Tonight's thrilling moment brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. This is the Knicks' first lead of the game. 1:22 to go. They go up by 1. Jalen Brunson with 2 of his 36. And then it was OG Anunoby's tip-in with the Knicks down 1. That was the difference in the game. Back now from the corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. You guys played in an era where something like this, not possible, right?
No.
Yeah, I just think the way that
these historic comebacks,
is,
the numbers, like the way the game is played,
on 29.
The variance of like a team can get hot from the 3-point line, 9 points can be erased in 3 possessions with the amount of volume of threes that teams shoot. So we never experienced stuff like this, and it's pretty fun to watch when it happens. It really is. The game of basketball, it's so special, I think, at the NBA level. There are so many just critics that say, there are too many threes. The skill level that these guys play with.
7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan, shooting threes.
Tapping the ball to himself.
30 feet out. Everyone on an NBA floor, almost everyone can shoot a 3 and make a 3 at a high percentage. When we played, it wasn't like that.
No.
I mean, there were specialists who could do it. There were a couple guys who could do it. Centers were down low under the basket posting up. They weren't out like shooting threes and going out and opening up the floor so you could drive in and get layups. The NBA game is just, it's fantastic. It really is. And today, just as an example of it, big time.
Big time.
Victor Wembanyama, we'll see what happens to him on Saturday, because he was fantastic in the first half, but only 3 of 14 in the second half. And the Knicks need one more win. Here's what we have for you the rest of the week. Knicks Talk Live tomorrow at 8, Friday at 8, pregame coverage Saturday as the Knicks try to win the title at 7:30. Tomorrow night, special guests, the high school coaches of Julian Champagnie and Jose Alvarado. Special treat tomorrow. They're high school coaches right here on Knicks Talk Live tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Knicks right on the edge of winning an NBA title. The colors say it all as the Knicks come back from 29 down to beat the Spurs. I cannot believe I keep saying that, but it's true. 107-106. Alan Hahn was in the building. You've made it over to our studio across the street. What was it like being in the building for what we all saw?
First and foremost, thank you to NYPD for getting me across the street, because it was not easy to do with all the celebrating and everything else, but the crowds were great. But it continued to be that thing where everybody that you saw on that court, and the court was mobbed. It was very hard to get off the court. But all the alumni, Steve, all of them that I came across, I can name a million names right now, were all saying the same thing. It was all like, I can't believe it, but I can believe it. Because what they see in the team, you know, like just the way these guys play, they never quit, they never give up. And all of them said, all you wanted to do is get it under 20. Can you get it under 20? Can you just chip
under
away?
20. But normally it's like under 10.
It's hilarious.
But get it under 20.
But what you heard in the building was, I thought the crowd gets a lot of credit for this comeback. Because a lot of times when you're down by almost 30 in the second half,
turn on you.
Yeah, they either turn on you or they just tune out. They're kind of done. But they never stopped. A 3 to make it 25-22. Bedlam. They went crazy. They just were looking for something, a reason to believe. And the Knicks gave them that reason to believe. And OG Anunoby, with one of the most magical plays, a hand of God tip that out of nowhere to save the game, to save the comeback, to seal it as one of the greatest comeback in finals history and put himself now in the history books, in Knicks history, of one of the greatest plays in franchise history.
Definitely.
Just what an incredible, incredible moment that was.
All right, let's now listen in to Jose Alvarado and Cat at the podium.
Carl, can you talk about the mental roller coaster of this game, from the first half to the second half to the crowd getting in it and kind of going through it with you?
Man, shout out to our fans, man. They stuck with us. It was an ugly, ugly game. We didn't bring it in the first half, but they stuck with us. They stayed in them seats and they kept cheering for us and they kept finding ways to give us energy. And you know, this is a testament to them. You know, the grit, the resiliency, the way of New York. You know, and we, from the mud, found a way to get it done in the second half. And if anyone who lives in New York knows, if you want to make it in the city, you got to be okay getting it out the mud. And we did that tonight.
Up front again. Hey, Carl. Hey, Jose. Liam McCune from Sports Illustrated. That OG shot is going to go down. That offensive rebound is going to go down as one of the greatest in NBA history. So
right hand from God.
Yeah.
Right hand to God.
What does it say about him as a player to come up big in that way in that moment?
I mean, that's OG though.
Yeah, he been doing this whole playoff run. You know, shout out to him for crashing the board and doing something special. You know.
Man, that's what every time we in the game with OG, third quarter, second quarter, whatever, he may not be feeling like he's playing his best. Every time I talk to him, I said, you know, I already know what OG Anunoby's going to do in the fourth quarter. He did exactly what I thought he would do. He gave us a chance to win, and that's all you could ask for from the best two-way player in the NBA.
Second row on your left.
Bobby Childs, WBLS 107.5. Question for both of you. The whole season, the bench, you talk about the players that everybody contributes. Tonight, Jose, you played in the fourth quarter out there. I'm just curious, what does it mean for you, Jose, to play the fourth quarter the way you did to help this win? And on a lighter note, as you guys prepare for the Spurs, what do the guys like Tyler and Ariel and Jeremy do on the scout team, and who plays Wemby?
I mean, first of all, you know, I think we all stay together, connected, and we believe in each other. That's the main thing. And, you know, playing in the fourth quarter was, you know, that's something when you play this game, that's where you want to play at, fourth quarter. So, you know, shout out to our bench. All those guys you just mentioned played a huge, huge role today. And, you know, we all stepped up when our number was called. And, you know, we're glad we got the good job done today.
Christian here on the right.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News. I got a question for both of you guys. I mean, it's not the first time you guys have come back from down big in the first half. I'm just wondering for both of you guys, halftime comes. Mike Brown said he didn't show any film. The coach didn't show any film. What was going through your minds at half when you were trailing 29 for each of you guys? And who said what? Did anybody say anything to, I guess, incite the run that you guys went on?
I mean, for us, you know, when we got in there at halftime, we understood we're disappointed with the performance we had in the first half. That's, of course, the result of walking in. But I've always talked about the unity and connectivity of this team. Went in there, people spoke up. You know, Jose's, you know, just saying we just gotta, regardless of how the result of the game comes out, we can't not at least work on our standards and be who we are.
Yeah.
And for me, I brought up experience. I said last year we were in this situation 2 games in a row in Boston. We found a way to get it done. You know, it's experience teaches you a lot, and I think experience today let us know that we cannot let go of the rope. We always have a chance if we go out there and take it to another level and give ourselves a chance. You know, all you can ask for after the half we had is we just wanted a chance. And you know, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you make your luck. We made our luck today.
Yeah, and to Pidto, what he was saying is basically I went in there at halftime and said, regardless of the outcome, these next 24 minutes, we better bring it, you know, and show them how we really play basketball, and that's what we did. And obviously the outcome we won, but regardless, we needed to come out strong, and, you know, because we got another game to play over there, so we needed to show them these next 24 minutes, that first half was a fluke.
Front left, Steve.
For both of you guys, you're both local guys. To be at Madison Square Garden and feel what that was at the end, just nobody left the arena, and the craziness out there. Just kind of what were you feeling? Did you even realize what's happening?
No, I've seen people leave before the game was over in MSG, watching on MSG Network before. I think for me, you could see my reaction, the emotion that kind of spilled out of that moment. It was tears of joy, it wasn't boo-hooing or anything, but just tears of joy because, like I said, all you could do is ask for a chance. And for me personally, I just wanted one break in life. And I got one. I got one at that last play with OG making the shot and us getting the stop. I just wanted one break in life, just one thing to go my way one time, and I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did for us, man. But God is good, man.
You said it. 2 kids from here, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I was about to cry, not because obviously we just want more. But I'm in Madison Square Garden in the fourth quarter playing with these guys, and we playing for something special. Mm-hmm. It just is excited. It really something I couldn't put in words. And like I said, we could get excited and enjoy this, but we got one more to do.
For sure.
So that's the main goal, the next game.
And to add to what you got to say, too, I feel for all of y'all who was here at the game, obviously, you could just feel the abundance of joy at one time from everyone at one time. The collective joy that came out of everybody for that one moment, to hear the buzzer going off and not to see the ball go in the basket. I think we all felt something like that emotion that was special. It's something that, MSG hasn't had that kind of moment in a long time. So shout out to our fans for real.
Chris in the front left.
Chris Persiani in Clutch Points. Que lo que. Mike Brown came out here and applauded Jose, and I don't know who, but some people joined in. There was applause for you in this room like 15 minutes ago. You came in, looked at the crowd, and said, "Wow, special." Talk about being in this room right now. What you see, what you feel.
It's crazy, So 2026 finals behind me, just to be part of the journey is amazing. I appreciate, Coach and everybody, giving me my flowers. But this is what I worked hard for, to be in moments like this and shine with it. So I'm glad it went our way today, and I definitely remember this for the rest of my life. But next game, this is the next game, man. We got to worry about when we play over there.
Played with a lot of guards. What's special about Jose?
It's tough for me to be a Dominican talking about a Puerto Rican like this. But
I knew that was
he's man, when you talk about somebody who not only lives up to the moment, but plays with his emotion and utilizes that to his advantage, that's a rare quality. A lot of times you play with a lot of people and they play with emotion, but it gets the better of them. And for Jose, that emotion is what drives him and makes him take it to another level. He's a special player. His tenacity, his defensive ability, and his offensive ability that I got to see firsthand when D'Lo asked, "Can he shoot?" And I now know he really can shoot. It's special. He has so much to his basketball game that people don't give credit to. And I'm glad at this stage, on a night like this, he was able to show the world what he could do when he's given a chance. And Jose Alvarado clearly told everyone in the world tonight that he's a big-time player.
That's a Dominican person saying that. I know right now. Save that right there.
We solid.
All getting along. Collective joy. Kat said it best. That's what we feel tonight. OG Anunoby getting us to that feeling. We're going to hear from him coming up.
Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106.
Mike Breen with a call on a play that will be remembered forever. Brunson and Anunoby, the first Knicks teammates to score at least 30 points in the same finals game. Here's OG now at the podium.
You just hit the game-winning shot in an NBA Finals game in front of your home crowd. How does that feel?
It feels cool. I mean, everyone's pretty excited. I'm excited too. I'm excited too. We're all excited. We're enjoying it right now, but we're just focused on the next game now.
We're going to go over here on the third row in the center.
Hi, OG. Simone Wu from AA Sports Connect Hong Kong. Congrats on the win tonight. So, Coach Mike Brown said you made the most iconic shot of Knicks basketball, and he also said he challenged you right before this game. What was his pep talk like for you before this Game 4 specifically?
He just told me I need to get on the glass, offensive glass especially. Just use my ability, my size, strength, athleticism to make an impact on the glass, and it happened at the end. So.
Christian, over here on the right.
OG, Christian Winfield, New York Daily News. I mean, you guys have come back from double digits, I don't know how many times between last year and this year. Mike said at halftime today he didn't show any film. I'm wondering for you, what's going through your mind when you're down 29 in the first half, and then halftime you have that moment, and then are you a vocal guy? Do you speak out to your team during halftime to kind of, start a run, or like what's your approach in terms of that locker room moment?
I'll just say stuff like, we're fine, like stay with it, we're fine. We know it's a game of runs. We're a resilient group. We've been through a lot. We've came back plenty of times when we're down. So just staying with it, weathering the storm, not being too down or angry or getting mad or frustrated, just staying with it, cut it down to 18, cut it down to 12, cut it down to 6, just staying with it, pushing through. It's a 48-minute game, so just playing till the end.
Dan, left side in the fifth row.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. You guys held them to 30 points in the second half after they were shooting lights out so much in the first half. I guess what changed between first half and second half for you guys to be able to clamp them down that way?
Probably just our contests were better, just like 1% better, just a little bit better. Getting out faster and making sure every shot is contested, and then finishing possession of the rebounds, and then running out, moving the ball, taking good shots, shooting open shots, not hesitating.
Go ahead, left side, third row.
Hey, OG, over here. Fifi Frimpong, New York Daily News. I mean, just from games 3 and 4, those points where the crowd was just clearly silent in shock of you guys in the deficit. Just what is it like going through that experience of hearing a pin drop to the place screaming loud where you can't even hear your teammates during a crazy comeback?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's amazing. We're the best fans in the world. Every night they're showing out. Even the fans that aren't at the game, they're crazy. I know you guys have seen the videos of the fans in the streets and stuff. It's amazing. We all feel it. We all feed off of it. The energy's amazing, and we love our fans.
Howard on the right.
Howard Beck from The Ringer, back here. OG, can you just take us through the tip in itself from the moment that Jalen launches and where you are and how you're seeing it unfold and everything from there?
I inbounded the ball to Jalen. He got a pretty good look, and I just went and crashed, tried to get a tip dunk or something. The ball went over my head, so I couldn't really dunk it, so I just tried to tip it in softly, and it went in.
Right there in the fourth row.
Hey, it's Peter Splendorio, New York Daily News. Just what's the mindset now going into Game 5?
Watch the film, look at what we did to go down 29, and try to prevent that from happening again. Clean up some stuff, because I know we didn't play as well as we can play. We didn't do what we're capable of, so just cleaning that stuff up and just preparing for Game 5.
Standing on the left, Ian.
Ian Begley, SNY. OG, did you see a lane to attack when Jalen puts the shot up? Like, how do you know where you want to go?
Oh, yeah, the shot went up. I was free. There was no one boxing me out, so I just went in there for a tip dunk and ended up just tipping it in.
Second row, Jared.
Jared Schwartz, New York Post. I mean, you guys have been through so many deficits as a team, so many comebacks. How much do you lean on that experience and that history when you're in moments like that?
When you do it once, you know you can do it again. So, you never want to be down, but that's how it goes. It's a game of runs. They went on their run early, but we knew we had a run to go on as well. So just staying with it, not getting too down or too low in the moment, just staying with it, keep pushing, having confidence, believing in ourselves, and knowing it's a 48-minute game, so playing till the end.
We'll take last two in the center, and then over here, Christian.
OG Champ de Lunes from ABS-CBN News. How do you stay stoic after hitting the biggest plays of your career?
Just the game wasn't over. I looked up to see the time. If it would have been 0-0, I would have been more excited, but there was 1.2 left, so just knowing I have to get a stop now, just staying with it, staying present, not getting too happy because the game's not over yet.
Last question right here. Christian on the right.
OG, I think after that tip-in, Cat gave you a huge hug. I mean, Josh right there just gave you a huge hug. He said you saved him a lifetime of regret. Just, what does it mean for you, to not just for yourself, but for your teammates to make such a big play like that?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, but that's where we're a team, like a brotherhood, you know? We have each other's backs. That's just how it goes sometimes. And, I mean, we would all do the same for each other, so.
Mitch, a comeback for the ages. What was it like to be a part of that?
It was amazing. You know, being down almost the whole game and, you know, fought our way back in the fourth, it was unbelievable.
Early foul trouble for Cat, the impact that you had in the game and what you were trying to bring.
I was trying to bring physicality. You know, because that's one of the biggest things we will always talk about, especially at the film and all that. So I do the best I can.
What was said at halftime to make you guys come out the way you did to start the third quarter?
Just keep calm and keep chipping away. You know, they had a little lead on us. I think it was like about halftime, it was like almost 30, and, you know, we just walked them down.
Mitch, what was it like to be a part of this victory?
It's great. Obviously, you know, in the finals, and, you know, you want to get as many wins as you can.
When did you guys start believing that you could do it?
We always believe in ourselves. It's the NBA, you know. We're playing against other pros. It ain't like we're just, you know, out there just doing whatever. So, yeah, we always believe.
Can you just describe what you saw from OG on that last play? Is that one of the biggest plays that you've ever seen?
Yeah, from OG, he crashed, you know. Usually, you know, he kind of takes some days off. But he did that, and, hey, it went in.
How would you describe the fight of this Knicks team?
Fantastic. You know, we didn't give up. You know, we stayed connected, and, you know, we just chipped away.
What would you say about the spark that Jose brought tonight?
Hey, he's tremendous. Ain't no other guy like him. You know what I mean? He's like a little pest out there. So he's just doing his thing, and, you know, we appreciate him.
How does it feel to get this win for the fans, especially after the way that you guys lost Game 3?
Very important. You know, we got to defend home court no matter what. So that's what we will continue to try to do and, you know, see what we can do.
Knicks showing their heart tonight, and we're going to hear from Josh at the podium as we continue our post-game coverage. Knicks beat the Spurs by 1. Orange and blue, the Empire State Building's been lit up like that, it seems like, and why not for a couple of weeks? Knicks win by 1. Josh Hart now at the post-game podium.
Emotions out on the floor, just kind of what was it like to be out there at the end when OG tips that in and you see not a person's left and it's just complete craziness out there?
I mean, I was obviously ecstatic. I missed that block out at the end. Castle got the 2 free throws and went up. And then I was, you know, I wasn't in on that last play, so I'm just sitting there just, you know, hoping my guys make a play. And OG, he's been amazing, you know, since he's got here. This whole playoff run, he's been amazing, and both sides of the ball. And, you know, he's a winning player, and he made a winning play.
Standing here on the right, Christian.
Josh, Christian Winfield, New York Daily News. I mean, you guys have been part of some of the most insane comebacks, whether this last year or this year. Mike said at halftime he didn't show you guys any film. Just wonder what was going through your mind when you guys were in there at halftime, having been down 29, and if you said anything to the group to kind of spark a run at all.
No, it was just continue to do what got us here. I think in that first half we didn't do that, and we got back to, you know, being refocused, you know, and having better discipline. I mean, defensively in the second half, we gave up 30 points. You know, that's, you know, unreal. And doing that, especially in the fourth quarter when I think it was like 8 or 9 minutes left, and they had 5 fouls and they were in a penalty, and we were able to get stops without fouling, and that fueled our offense.
Rachel, right here.
Hey, Josh. You guys had a up and down season at times. How much was that preparation for a game like even just half to half today, knowing that you can have a losing streak where everyone's on you and fire the coach and why did we give up picks for Mikhail and all that, and then all of a sudden you're the best thing in the city?
In the 82 game season, especially in New York, there's going to be mountains and valleys. If we win 3 or 4 in a row, we're the best team in the league. If we lose 3 or 4 in a row, everybody's on the trade block. We know that, and that's why during the course of a season, you try to stay even, and you try to continue to build those habits. Those championship habits that put you in a position, at the end of the year, and that's what you focus on. Sometimes it's not about the result; it's about the process, and every game, every second, every practice of the season that led us to this point. And, now we have to go into San Antonio on Saturday and get ready for another battle. But that's why you always try to stay even, during the series. During the season.
All the way on your left, 5th row.
Josh, on your left, right here. I think basically anybody who's ever played basketball dreams of being a part of a game like that one. I know obviously it just happened, but can you describe what it's like just to be part of a game that people will probably remember forever?
It's neat. Obviously, at the end of the day, we got to go out there and finish the job. And we can't be complacent or happy about this because, like I said, they're going to come out Saturday, in their spot, their fans, and that's going to be a battle. But this game was crazy. Like I said, I got a special shout out, for OG, man, because he saved me, at least for this game, a lifetime of, regret. So, yeah, man, shout out to him.
Take last 2, one in the back, and then Fred over here on the right.
Hi, Josh. Jan Tellez from FA News Agency. I wanted to ask you, if you had to rank the best basketball nights of your life, how would you rank tonight? Thanks.
Probably second. I won a national championship in 2016. Jalen and Kel will probably remind you that I only have 1 and they have 2. So that night, is number 1. This one's definitely number 2. And yeah.
Fred, last question here on the right.
Josh, you guys had the Boston games last year, Cleveland game 1, this tonight. How does a collective group of people become like this, where you guys kind of all, whenever you're down like this in these incredibly tight moments, seem to just not care at all?
I think that starts with Leon, bringing together a group of guys that have high character, that have winning traits and habits, and are willing to sacrifice for each other. And we've been in very adverse situations, all of us, independently in our careers, and made it through. Adversity, in the playoffs last year with those games, and so we just keep fighting. We know at the end of the day, the game's not over at halftime, and you just want to continue to chip. You don't look at, when you're down 29, we got to win this game. You look at it when you're down 29 of, okay, let's get it to 20. There's 3 minutes left in the third quarter. We're down, 18. You're thinking, let's get it to 10. And then in the fourth quarter, you're like, this is winning time. Anything happen. And when you have a group of guys that do that, like I said, it starts with Leon and Wes, and then, Mike is the same, and it just trickles down. It's just high character guys in that locker room that never are willing to quit. And, this was an example of that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great, man. The energy was loud, especially when we made that run. It was unbelievable. So what do you think lit up Jose Alvarado and all those shots?
Yeah, just, staying with it, being ready for the moment. He worked so hard, and he's going to be ready.
Mikal, what was said at halftime to kind of get you to light that spark to you guys to come out the way you did in the third quarter?
We've been here before. We've been down a lot before, and you just got to take one possession at a time. You can't get it back at once, and we kept fighting and kept doing that.
Mikal, what do you think was the turning point today, like in the game? What kind of set this off?
The second half, getting stops. I think they scored 30 points in the second half, and that's just defense. Getting stops, then our offense is going to go off that.
What was it about the defense that kind of clicked in the second half?
Just everybody, being more physical, everybody talking to each other and helping each other. I think that's the biggest thing. Having 5 guys on the string, it's great for us.
When did you start believing that you guys could do this? I know overall you believe that you can come back, but when did you really feel it?
Always. No matter what happens, even a score, we're going to keep fighting. And we know the guys we have here is going to keep fighting no matter what and relentless with it.
What were you thinking when you saw OG flying through the air for the winning tip?
Yeah, unbelievable, man. OG's different, man. I'm happy he's on my team.
The run started when Wembanyama had the flagrant on Cat. Just what about that moment kind of, let you guys settle in, or was it a motivator? Just was there anything about that kind of stuck out?
No, we just kept going. I think it gave us some extra points, but we just kept going. Not really worried about that. Just kind of do whatever it takes to go out there and win.
You've had quite a few wins coming back from behind. Where does this one rank, though?
I don't know. It's good, though. We got one more game to go.
Jalen Brunson had 36 tonight, 9 in the fourth quarter. And we're going to hear from Captain Clutch when we come back right after this. Those that watch the Knicks come from 29 down to beat the Spurs didn't want to leave.
Storm the court, Bill Peters.
Why would you want to leave after being able to watch what they were able to see? Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch now at the postgame podium.
Real quick before we get started, just want to say hearts and my thoughts and prayers are with a friend of mine I got to meet and talk to last week, Jonathan from North Carolina, from the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Garden of Dreams Foundation. He had a heart condition, and it was just asked of me to just kind of take a video and reach out to him, but something in my mind told me just to try and get him on FaceTime, get the chat with him, and I got the pleasure to do so. And it was a quick call, but it was well worth it. And I just want to say my thoughts and prayers for him and his family. Just finding out some news about him today. So may God rest his soul.
Jalen, sorry about that, man. What was your viewpoint of OG's tip-in?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was top of the key. Got a decent look. Obviously, it was a little far, but had 2 guys contesting, so I was able to get some pressure on the rim. Got a good bounce off the rim, and OG being OG just made a play.
Christian here standing on the right.
Jalen, Christian Winfield, New York Daily News. I mean, you guys have come back from down 20-plus so many times over the last 2 playoff runs. I mean, halftime comes around. Mike says he didn't show you guys any film at half. Just what was going through your mind when you guys were down 29? And are you a vocal guy when you guys are down like that? Do you say a lot to the locker room? What's your approach at that point?
Really wasn't that much to be said at that point. It was really just we need to chip away. Now we need to hit singles, get on base, and make plays from there. And I feel like we did that tonight, and we found a way to really just continue to do the things that have helped us get to this point. And it'll be huge for us to kind of build off that for next game.
Over here on the right, Vince, standing here in the corner.
Jalen, Vince Goodwill, ESPN. These games have been down to the wire every time. I'm curious, how do you emotionally go through, how emotionally draining are these games, and how do you sort of refill it in 48 hours?
Yeah, it was a lot. and just happy we found a way to come away with a win. We got a lot to learn these next couple of days, but our mentality has to be 0-0 the way it's been. It has to be that way, and I feel like us moving forward with that mindset can really benefit us. But it just there's nothing to celebrate. It's not over yet, not even close.
Dan, fifth row on the left.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. Jalen, you and Jose had not really shared the floor very much since he came over at the trade deadline. I think only maybe like 100 minutes or so. Obviously really successful in the fourth quarter. What does having him on the floor allow for you, and what did that open up tonight against San Antonio?
Yeah, I think he did a great job of coming in and changing the game. And I've always said this, the work ethic that these guys have in this locker room allows them to be prepared whenever their number's called. And the way he came in and changed the game and did the things that he did was great. And we needed literally everything. And him just being himself propelled us to a win.
In the back, standing on your left.
Jalen, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. What does the word leadership means to you?
It means a lot. My parents raised me to never be a follower, always be a leader. And I feel like it's something that's helped me grow as a person. And it's a role I enjoy having. I enjoy trying to set the table. I enjoy being able to lead by example and lead vocally as well. But it's the chemistry with my teammates that allows me to do so.
Fourth row in the center.
Jalen, Kemal Bozkurt, Habernium.com from Turkey. Your coach said you are the MVP candidate. So which one is most important for you? Championship, being MVP, or peaceful celebration and peace entire world, or all of them?
The most important thing for me is just over these next 48 hours, just focusing on what we got to do to win Game 5.
Steve on the front left.
Jalen, Steve Popper from Newsday over here on your left. You've obviously had a lot of moments here. To see Mike called it the most iconic shot in Knicks history, biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. When you're on the court there at the end, what are you seeing? What's going through your mind as that whole thing goes wild?
Just grateful to be on the winning side of that. But we have a lot to learn from and a lot to get better in order to do the things we said we want to do.
About 6 rows back in the center.
Feeling? Alan Ambrosio from Amazon Prime Brazil. In the beginning of the series, Kat said that failure shaped this team so that you now know what to do. But how success has shaped your team? Because amazing wins, this one in particular will be remembered forever.
Yeah, that word success is rarely talked about in the locker room. We focus on the things that we do to get better every single day, not being satisfied with the things that we've done so far. Very proud of my teammates day in and day out, but a lot that we have to learn from tonight to honestly be better and be where we want to be.
Standing in back left.
Jalen back here. Jerry Beach, Field Level Media. You guys have scored them by 30 points after the Wembayama flagrant foul. Not that you need motivation, but did that provide you guys an extra spark?
Not necessarily, no.
We're going to go again on the left side, standing there.
Tomayama, AFP. Earlier, Coach Brown said that to him you were underrated. Do you have the sense that OG is underrated as a player, and can you sum up what he brings to this team?
Yeah, OG is someone who brings it every night. Does us ask to him, plus more every single night. His work ethic, since the moment I've been teammates with him and seen him, has grown. His confidence has grown just because of his work ethic. Everything that I've seen, he's gotten exponentially better at. And so regardless of what the outside world thinks of him, we know what we have in our locker room, and we have a superstar in our locker room.
Last question here in the third row on your right.
Hi, Jalen. Thank you. I'm Carlos from Mundo Deportivo. You were way more solid defending in the second half. What do you think changed for that to be possible?
Yeah, just being more focused, our attention to detail, and understanding that we had to believe in order to do the things we wanted to do, and start on the defensive end.
All right, guys, let's go over these 4 games. The Knicks did win game 1 by 10, but it went right down to the wire. Knicks won game 2 by 1, lost game 3 by 4, win this game by 1. So the Knicks in 4 games, Alan, have outscored the Spurs by a grand total of 8 points.
Yeah, and we have said over the last couple of years, not just this year, when the Knicks and Spurs play each other, crazy stuff has happened. I mean, we have seen some incredible games. Remember, go all the way back to the 61-point game for Brunson and a 40-20 by Wemby. Right. You had Skelavili hitting all those threes. You had Champagny hitting all those threes on New Year's.
Bridges had
the Christmas 41 game for Bridges, and then, of course, the NBA Cup game with that wild finish with guys like Tyler Kolek and Jordan Clarkson on the floor. Every game between these two teams has been epic, and I don't think anything can match this. This is the most epic game you could possibly imagine, but they always play great games together.
Let's take a look. 1.2 to go. Spurs down 1. Cat guarding the inbounds, Wally, and he actually deflected the pass.
Smart.
What a
Mike
play.
Brown put him on the inbounds. I was like, that's really smart because you have Mitchell Robinson
there
on
it is.
Wemby. There it is. The tipped pass. Throws it offline. As a result, Castle can't get a shot up. Josh Hart was screened on that play. They could have maybe had an opportunity to get a tip in at the rim. But Karl Anthony Towns just making a winning play right there. That is huge. You could see the emotion, the excitement. He wants this championship so bad. So bad. He was supposed to get one in college. They lost in the Final Four to Wisconsin. And I think he's learning from that experience that I have an opportunity here to really get the job done and get that championship that has eluded me my whole entire career. You can tell he's one step game away. He wants it really bad.
He does. And it's those little things that happen in these games that make all the difference. And like you said, you give Coach Brown a lot of credit because you could have put a different guy on the ball. And if you watch that play slow, Castle is open. The pass is made on time. And if he doesn't get the finger on that pass, we could be looking at a different result right now. 2-2 going back to San Antonio. And so there's a lot of credit to go around. But it is those little things that you look back at. You look at when those intentional fouls happen, when the flagrants happen, what happened after that, a big run. That deflection right there could be the difference in this series. And so, look, a little dramatic, fine. Maybe, maybe not. That could have been the difference. And so, some credit to go around.
Karl Anthony Towns made a defensive play, right? Which, you know, we don't talk enough about his defense. Number 2, I go back to my birthday in 1994, Game 6. John Starks shoots a shot that was for the win, for the championship. Hakeem Olajuwon gets a fingertip on it, changes everything. Rockets win. Karl Anthony Towns' fingertip. Does that make up for Hakeem's fingertip? We're going to find out later in this series.
Saturday, men. Knicks win. They're champs.
Can't wait.
Saturday night. Pre-game at 7:30. Before that, we have Knicks Talk Live tomorrow and Friday at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, we'll have on the high school coaches of Julian Champagny and Jose Alvarado. Alvarado was huge tonight in the Knicks comeback. 29 down, the biggest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals. The Knicks are now up 3 games to 1. OG Anunoby with 33 points and Jalen Brunson with 36. OG with a tip in that we will always remember. And the Knicks need one more win. We'll talk to you tomorrow night at 8. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.